I've been taking mornings slowly, waking up with the sweet sound of the birds, reading books and sipping coffee. I forgot how much I love getting lost in words. Well, it took us a while to get here. It took the world falling apart, but maybe we needed to take a step.
Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while and I'm so happy to be filming a video again. I have been sick for the last 2 weeks and I still am not 100% better. You can kind of maybe hear it in my voice. Had this really bad cold. It's been a doozy of a cold. I've sat more on this couch, this chair, than I have in years, watching shows and trying to rest and get better. I don't know the last time I've watched so many movies successively together. It's been kind of crazy, but I'm thankful that I'm on the up and up. I think of this illness, it's not COVID, thankfully, but I was so sad that I haven't been able to film a video in a while. So today we're back at it with my Little Lux Life series. And I wanted to talk today about the 5 luxuries that I enjoy every day. Now, I can't take credit for this idea because actually my cousin commented on my first video starting this series, and she kind of shared the luxury she enjoys every day, and just kind of almost romanticizing the things that we get to do in life, our everyday enjoyments, just really relishing them and enjoying them. She kind of shared some of her favorites. And I was like, that's such a great idea for a video. So that's what I'm doing today. And I hope that this will help you start thinking about the luxuries that maybe you take for granted that you enjoy in your life every day. And that I hope in the comments you will share some things that come to your mind as I am sharing my 5 luxuries that I enjoy every day. It has to be something that you enjoy regularly, okay? And this series, the Little Lux Life series that I've started on my channel, it's not just about finding ways to save money and making do with what you have financially. That's a huge part of it. But it's also about just relishing and enjoying the things that we take for granted that we actually are really blessed to have in our life. So hopefully this will inspire gratitude in you. I know I need more gratitude lately. Even with being sick, I feel like I've been in a more down mental state. Even just today, I'm just oh, I'm not totally better yet. I want to be completely well. But there's so many things that I could be grateful for, even with being sick. And so anyways, gratitude goes a long way. So my first top luxury that I enjoy every day is the Word of God. And with being sick, I wasn't getting in it as much, so I'm getting back into being it regularly. But the Word of God is something that we don't want to take for granted. And recently, when I was well and able to go to church, some friends of mine that are missionaries with Wycliffe Bible translators, they shared about their ministry, their mission work, and they showed this chart of how many languages, groups of people that don't have the Bible in their language, and it was a lot. And I was surprised. I'm whoa, this many people still don't have the Bible in their language. And so it just goes to show that we shouldn't take this for granted, that we have it in the English language, that we're able to have the Old and New Testament at our fingertips. We can have, many of us have probably multiple Bibles in our house. And ultimately what I prize the most is my relationship with the Lord. But being in the Word is how God speaks to me, how I grow, how I learn, how I teach my children how to follow Christ. And so I'm so thankful for this. We recently watched a movie on Amazon that I would suggest it's a good movie about the life of Paul. And I watched it with my kids. And at the beginning of, kind of near the beginning of the movie, they show the stoning of Stephen, which is kind of intense. But I felt like it was a kind of content that I was okay with my kids seeing because it was something that really, truly did happen in the Bible.
One stone. That is all I hold, one lifeless stone.
We condemned a follower of the Nazarene that was crucified years ago. They both died uttering words of forgiveness, defying our law. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
No!
And later, the next day, Cole was asking me about, does that still happen to people? And I said, yeah, people are killed for their faith. And there are so many people throughout history that have been martyred for their faith in Jesus Christ. And even now in China, there are people that are secretly worshiping God in private because they can't do it in public. And if they were found out that they were Christians, they could be put in prison for their faith. And so we just can't take this for granted, that we have the word, that we can publicly read our Bible in public, that we can go to church publicly. So yeah, this is my biggest luxury that I enjoy on the daily. My next greatest luxury, and this is something as a single mom that I don't take for granted because it just means so much to me, with being someone who verbally processes, and relationships are important to me, friendships are important to me, and I get lonely easily. And that is my two friends that I talk to, I can't talk. My two friends that I talk to on the phone every day. And that's my mom. My mom has become, the older I get, just a really good friend, like one of my best friends, and my friend Heidi. And I do talk to these two people pretty much every day. I probably talk to my mom multiple times a day, and my friend Heidi almost every single day. And I'm just so thankful for them. Like, even my friend Heidi, she called me to check in. To see how I'm feeling with being sick, like multiple times. She's checked in, just want to see how you're doing today. And that means so much to me. And my mom is like the best listener, best advice giver there ever could be. And so I'm just really blessed, because I know friendships are sometimes hard to come by, especially the older we get. And a little backstory with my friend Heidi, we met at Bible school together. We actually went to cosmetology school together. She stayed at my parents' house on the days that we had school. We would carpool together to school. It was so fun. And then we got married within a few months of each other and had kids within like a few months of each other. So we've gone through so many life experiences together, and it's just been a huge blessing to have her as a friend. She loves the Lord. My mom loves the Lord incredibly as well, so I cannot take that for granted. All right, you might laugh at this next daily luxury, and you may be wondering why this is a daily luxury. I will explain it here. And that is my bed. Having a queen-size bed to myself. I just love having a bed to myself. I love being able to stretch out. I love being able to have lots of pillows and sleep in the middle of the bed. I feel like it really truly is a luxury that I enjoy so much. I love when it's quiet and it's dark and you can just lay in bed, you can pray, you can think about things, you can look up at the ceiling, and it's just so peaceful. And that is one part of being single that I just absolutely love. The next daily luxury that I enjoy is another silly little thing, but it really is a luxury and I enjoy. And that is to have heaters in my house. Okay, every house has a heater of some sort, right? But I am an always cold kind of girl. It's almost ridiculous how cold I easily get, and it's just always been the way I've been. I love sitting by the heater. Even when I was young, I would sit by the heater and do my devotions, read my Bible and stuff. And now I do the same thing. I have a little electric fireplace. I have wall heaters that are just built into the wall. I have a little heater in the bathroom because I just do not like being cold. And I think part of it is heat is relaxing to me, and it's almost a way I de-stress. I don't know how to explain it, but living in the Pacific Northwest, where our winters are not super cold, but I mean they're not warm. We can be in the 30s. I just love having heaters and it being cozy and warm. And a lot of times if people come over my house, I'm aware of I think I keep my house too hot. I need to turn the heater down because I don't want people to be sweating in my house, because I just love it so warm. I don't know, that's the way that I've always been. All right, my last daily luxury is something that I never had as a child growing up, and now as a single mom being able to have this privilege. And I've shared this before, but that is having an ocean view. So I live in the same town that I grew up in. I don't live very far away from my parents. It's so nice, but I never had a view of the water. And so to have a view now, my kids do not realize how great they have it, and being able to see the ocean. We watch sailboats go by, we watch tugboats go by, barges go by, yachts go by. It's so peaceful and calming. Another thing, heat is this calming thing for me. The ocean is a calming, peaceful thing for me as well. And I know a lot of people don't get that privilege to see the ocean outside of their house. And so I'm just very, very thankful for this apartment that God's provided me with, and for my landlords giving me affordable rent. It's just been a really huge gift. So I do not want to take that for granted, because I know I probably won't always live with an ocean view, but I've had the ability to do that for the last 7 years. Or 6 years, and it's just been so great. So those are my 5 daily luxuries that I enjoy. Let me know if anything came to your mind that you enjoy every day, that you're like, oh yeah, like I've been taking this for granted and I need to stop doing that. Or maybe you don't take it for granted and you relish in it and you just enjoy it so much every day. Please share it with us. We would love to hear. All of us would probably love to hear. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.
It's like time is falling asleep.